Danny Raw, a detective with the Austin Police Department, is in a therapy session, discussing his recurring visits to a local park. The therapist notices this pattern and encourages him to talk about it. Raw begins to recall the traumatic abduction of his 7-year-old daughter, Minnie, which occurred 3 years ago at that same park. Despite his desperate search for her, he was unable to find her, a tragedy that ultimately led to the breakdown of his marriage. Just as he reflects on this, he receives a text from work, commenting that his job is the only thing keeping him sane. In the elevator, Raw scrolls through old family photos, haunted by the past. Outside, his partner, Nick, picks him up. While driving, Nick informs Raw that they've received an anonymous tip about a potential robbery at the Bank of Austin, specifically targeting safe deposit box 23. Although Raw is initially suspicious, Nick reminds him that 2 other armed robberies have recently occurred at different branches of the same bank, with the robbers only stealing from deposit boxes, leaving cash untouched. While staking out the bank, Raw notices a familiar man seated on a bench. The man casually mentions the sunny weather to a random woman and another police officer, prompting Raw to suspect he's speaking in code and that the guards are involved in the plot. Ignoring warnings from his fellow officers, Raw removes his earpiece and follows the mysterious man into the bank, asking a guard to open a safe deposit box. Meanwhile, the woman, now convinced it's sunny, starts undressing while walking toward the road, causing multiple accidents. The mysterious man approaches the teller and convinces her it's late afternoon, leading her to believe him and close her window early. Inside deposit box 23, Raw finds a photograph of Minnie with a cryptic message, "Find Lev Delrain." Chaos ensues as police officers storm the bank, blasting shotguns. The mysterious man remains eerily calm. Despite Raw's warnings, the receptionist walks into the vault to retrieve a deposit box. As Raw tries to stop her, police officers shoot him with a shotgun, allowing her to escape with the box. She gets into a police car, but soon crashes, killing herself. The mysterious man retrieves the deposit box from her hands and plants a bomb in the car, causing it to explode just as the police arrive. Raw chases the mysterious man up a staircase, cornering him on the rooftop. However, when other officers arrive to arrest him, the man hypnotizes them into believing he's not the suspect. Instead, they attempt to arrest Raw. The mysterious man cryptically mentions that the officers, like Lyle Terry, who kidnapped Raw's daughter, are unaware of their own actions. Raw, revealing that he has the picture from the safe deposit box, presses the man for information about his daughter and Lev Delrain. The mysterious man asks for the photograph, but, instead of answering, commands the officers to shoot each other. He then jumps from the rooftop, disappearing in the chaos. Convinced now that the heist is connected to Minnie's disappearance, Raw confides in Nick, showing him all the evidence to overcome his skepticism. Together, they begin to plan how to track down the mysterious man and uncover the truth. While Raw is reviewing the footage of the robbery, he receives a call from Nick, who informs him that a trace run on the tip-off call has led to an address. They follow the lead and arrive at the home of a fortune teller, Diana Cruz, who has a few arrests for mail fraud but no convictions. As Raw investigates, he finds Diana in the middle of a séance with a biker, who becomes agitated at the sight of the police and offers to stand guard while Raw is inside. Diana immediately asks if Raw caught anyone, but he replies that the suspect got away, prompting her to tell him to leave. Raw tries to question her, but she evades his inquiries. Before Diana can leave, the biker crashes into the store and Raw barely manages to save her. The biker warns that he won't stop before killing himself. Raw takes Diana to a safe house to continue the investigation. Diana explains that they can't catch the mysterious man because he uses hypnotics to control strangers and compel them to commit crimes. Nick, a skeptic, doubts her, so Diana demonstrates her abilities by making him believe he's a prisoner. Nick follows her every command, and she eventually causes him to leave the room. She then reveals to Raw that she tried to use her hypnotics on him, but they didn't work. Outside, however, Nick is apprehended by the mysterious man. Diana tells Raw that the man's name is Lev Delra, and that both she and Delra are escaped hypnotics, powerful hypnotists trained by a secretive government division to control people's minds for political purposes. Delra was the most powerful of them all until he went rogue, attempting to take over the division. Diana opposed him, which led to his arrest, but she knew he would eventually escape. After hearing about the robberies, she realized Delra was coming for her. Suddenly, the lights go out, and they discover that Nick, now under Delra's hypnosis, is hunting them. Raw tries to calm him down, but when it fails, he is forced to shoot Nick to incapacitate him. Despite this, Nick continues to attack relentlessly, forcing Raw to cuff him to a prison bar. In a last-ditch effort to escape, Nick tries to break his hand to free himself, leaving Diana no choice but to kill him in self-defense. Raw, furious, holds Diana at gunpoint, but she reveals that Nick was already dead and that she simply set him free. Now seen as the primary suspects in Nick's murder, Raw and Diana flee. Along the way, Raw reveals that Delra took his daughter and shows Diana the photograph from the safe deposit box. At a diner, a sheriff becomes suspicious of them, but Diana hypnotizes him, redirecting the police to another trail. Just as they prepare to leave, Delra speaks through a police walkie-talkie, revealing that he has found them. Knowing Delra wants the photograph, Raw creates a distraction and tells Diana to find a way out. Raw leads Delra on a chase, with 2 police officers in pursuit. Using the train for cover, Raw attempts to ambush the officers, but suddenly experiences a shift in reality, finding himself cornered. Diana arrives in time, driving a truck to save him, and the 2 escape to Mexico. On the road, Diana explains that Raw has a psychic block, which prevents him from being controlled. This block is rooted in the trauma of his missing daughter. At the border, they are stopped by a guard who has their wanted posters, but Diana hypnotizes him, allowing them to pass. Once in Mexico, Diana takes Raw to meet her former handler, Jeremiah, who wasn't a psychic himself, but had a strong psychic block. Diana warns Raw to be cautious, as Jeremiah may still be angry with her for escaping the division. After cornering Jeremiah with hypnotics, they learn that Delra is searching for Domino, a weapon developed by the division capable of controlling the most powerful hypnotics. Delra had stolen and hidden Domino when he escaped the division, then wiped his memory to conceal its location. He left behind triggers that will gradually allow him to remember where Domino is and simultaneously restore his full hypnotic power. The picture of Minnie is one such clue, but when Jeremiah asks to take a closer look at it, Diana becomes suspicious. It is revealed that Jeremiah is actually Delra in disguise, and he begins shooting at them, forcing them to flee into the crowded streets. Using his ability to control civilians, Delra commands people to pursue Raw and Diana as they escape from Jeremiah's apartment and into the surrounding city. They manage to steal a bike, but soon find themselves cornered. A psychic battle unfolds between Diana and Delra as he manipulates police officers to attack them. However, Raw taps into a previously unknown hypnotic power, overpowering Delra and stopping his control over the civilians, who then arrest Delra instead. Neither Raw nor Diana fully understands how Raw was able to do this, and Diana offers to help him uncover the mystery behind his new abilities. Next, Diana takes Raw to meet River, a reclusive division hacker who built their network and helped her escape. At first, River refuses to open the door, but Diana convinces him by warning that Delra will come after him if he doesn't help. Reluctantly, River lets them in through a secret door disguised as a refrigerator, leading to his underground lab. The walls are plastered with news articles about the global catastrophes caused by hypnotics. Diana explains to River how Raw was able to overpower Delra's psychic control, which shocks him. River hacks into the division's database, but is unable to locate Raw's spouse. When Raw gives her name, Vivian Riley, they learn that she was also a member of the division, though her current location is encrypted. River begins trying to hack the encryption. Raw, still in disbelief, struggles to accept this revelation, telling Diana that he has been with Vivian since college. Diana comforts him, and Raw opens up about how, after Minnie's kidnapping, his marriage fell apart. Despite Vivian being a division agent, he believes her pain was real. While Diana is taking a bath, Raw receives a call from Delra, who hypnotizes him into trying to kill Diana. Raw fights the influence, but his perception of reality keeps shifting. Sensing what's happening, Diana manages to calm him down by kissing him, and for a brief moment, Raw imagines Vivian's face instead of Diana's. Later that night, while River is asleep, Raw checks Diana's records in the database and discovers the shocking truth: Diana was Vivian all along. He begins to see her face in their photos together, the illusion slowly unraveling. Further investigation reveals that Minnie is the key domino, the daughter of 2 powerful hypnotics, Raw and Vivian. When Diana Vivian wakes up, Raw confronts her, asking where she took Minnie. Vivian reveals that it was actually Raw who took her. Raw begins to recall how the division had come to take Minnie to train her, as the most powerful hypnotic weapon in the world. Vivian wanted to hand her over, but Raw had taken Minnie and hidden her to protect her. Raw realizes that he has been shielding Minnie from her mother and the division all along. He also comes to the horrifying conclusion that everything he has experienced so far, every event, every location, has been part of a hypnotic construct created within a facility controlled by division agents. These agents have been acting out the roles of everyone he has met, including Nick. Nick then reveals that Raw hid Minnie and wiped his own memory after being captured 4 years ago. Vivian and Delra explain that Minnie was born and raised within the division, but Raw had escaped with her to prevent her from becoming their weapon. The division has since been putting him through this elaborate hypnotic scenario in an attempt to recover his memories and find Minnie's location. The final clue, the picture of Minnie, was dropped at the division's headquarters, signaling that the division is getting closer to locating her. 6 weeks ago, without any known motive except to Raw, they ask him who Lev Delra is, but Raw chooses to run instead. As he flees, he stumbles upon a stage set, revealing that his entire world has been an artificial construct. Cornered, Delra informs him that this is their 12th trial run, but each time Raw starts to notice the inconsistencies, the construct collapses. Raw defiantly tells them to give him a 13th run, because he will never reveal Minnie's location. He is then knocked out. When Raw comes to, Diana tells him that his mind can't withstand any more resets. She expresses her love for him and claims that she only wants what's best for Minnie, as she's too powerful to exist in the world. Raw tells her to go to hell, prompting her to initiate the reset. The reset begins, and everyone resumes their roles. Raw's mind is wiped, bringing him back to the therapy session at the start of the film. He repeats his previous actions and dialogue, flawlessly moving through the events leading up to Delra's bank heist. However, Raw's growing powers allow him to wake up from the construct sooner than expected. He escapes during the heist, steals a vehicle, and evades capture. Diana tries to hypnotically stop him, but Raw overpowers her. As Raw flees, Nix, after examining Raw's notebook, realizes that Find Lev Delra is actually an acronym for a location: Deer Valley Lane. A chase ensues. Raw arrives at the location first, a dead-end road leading to a single ranch owned by Carl and Thelma Everett. They recognize him, revealing that they are his foster parents and have been raising Minnie for the past 3 years while she learns to control her powers. As helicopters descend upon the ranch, Carl and Thelma send Raw inside and arm themselves with shotguns to hold off the division agents. Raw and Minnie are reunited, and they share an emotional hug. Minnie senses Diana's approach. Division agents begin storming the ranch from both the air and ground. Carl and Thelma threaten to shoot, but the agents gun them down. Diana tries to get Thelma to reveal Minnie's location, but Thelma only smiles. Raw steps out and accuses Diana of no longer speaking her own mind, but instead that of the division. Delra offers Raw a choice: come with them to the division along with Minnie, or be killed. Raw calls Minnie outside. She hugs Diana, confusing her, and tells her that she's proud of her. Minnie declares that they will escape the division together. Delra realizes too late that Minnie is using her powers to confuse and disorient them, trapping them in a construct. He fires at the ranch, but it turns out to be an illusion. The division agents begin shooting each other, and Carl and Thelma finish off the last of them. Delra, the last one standing, tries to shoot Minnie, but she uses her powers to make him take his own life. Minnie then restores Vivian's memories, and Vivian realizes that she had helped Raw and Minnie escape. The division had intended to use Minnie's powers as a weapon, but Vivian had wiped her memory so that, once Minnie was powerful enough to defeat the division, Vivian could unknowingly lead them to her. It is revealed that Minnie herself had secretly provided the Find Lev Delra photo to the division, setting the search into motion. Now finally free from the division's grasp, the family Raw, Vivian, and Minnie can live their lives on their own terms, and the movie ends.